Hello everybody, I'm Chrysantheme. Welcome back to my Might and Magic 6 playthrough. It's been a while. It sure has been a while. I had a lot of things to take care of in real life. School started again, so I was really busy doing that. And in the end of the week, I had no energy to do recordings. So this is basically my first time recording after quite a while. And I hope everything goes fine. I did have a lot of audio issues in the previous episodes. Did a bit of tweaking, and I hope that things will be better or okay now. So yeah, let's go straight up ahead. So basically, last time we finished with the new Sorpical area. We pretty much have nothing else to do here at this point. We've cleared out all the surface area. We cleared out both of the easy dungeons. There's one more hard dungeon in this, but it's way in the future for us. So what we're going to do now, we are going to go to the Islands of Mist. Um, because we want to get some extra spells and clear that area up so we get some more gold and experience, possibly some new items. So let's just board this ship. Okay, so I guess I have to wait one day. Okay, yeah, 3 days to Mist. Let's go. So the Islands of Mist are basically a very, well, not a very easy, but it's basically the same difficulty as the Sorpical area was. It's infested. It's populated by these followers of Ba monsters. They're pretty easy. They're quote unquote level 2 unit. Cast spells at you, so they do have range capabilities, but it's basically similar. Basically, it's the same as the Goblin Shamans and Kings. They don't do a terrible amount of damage, and they're quite frail, and they don't have a lot of armor class, so it's easy to kill them. So we won't have much trouble with them. And the only other monster that's on the surface area is the Bounty Hunter Cutpurse mob, which again, not really very strong. All of these are quite frail. They might be a bit stronger than goblins, I suppose, but it doesn't really show, to be honest. Now, as I was saying, the first thing I want to do is get some new spells. So first things first, I have to buy guild memberships. This lady sells the Fire Guild membership, and the house next to her there is a dude selling the Air Guild membership, and now we have a nice little mister selling the Water Guild membership. We do not have a person selling the Earth Guild membership on this island because there is no Earth Guild here. So now that we got the membership slip, pay a visit to the guilds. First things first, we're going to give or teach learning to all our characters because learning is a skill that gives you extra amount of experience. It's a starting bonus of 9% plus 1 per point of skill. So basically just paying 1000 gold gives you a 10% bonus to all experience earned, which is incredibly useful. But I wouldn't put any points in it because skill points are incredibly valuable, and there is no sort of, there is no such thing that would reset your skill points so you can use them again in some other skills. So I would suggest picking learning up, but not leveling it because I don't think it's worth it because you're basically using up the levels you've gained to get some more experience instead of using the experience you've gained to get levels to level up other skills. If that makes any sense. Now let's buy some spells. Haste. Haste is good. I'm looking for haste, and I'm looking for fireball, and I'm looking for firebolt. Because firebolt, yeah, there we go, found all three. I'm going to give that to my sorcerer, who is going to be the first guy who is going to level his fire magic up. But for now, we're going to be first leveling our water magic up, but it's good to have some spells, sort of ready. Um, why I went for those three particular spells, Firebolt is the first fire magic spell that scales with skill. It deals 1 to 4 points of damage per point of skill, which makes it a lot better than the spells I've been using, which is Cold Beam because it has a fixed amount of damage, which is 2 to 6. And Flame Arrow only has 1 to 8 if it hits, because it has a chance to miss actually. Now Firebolt always hits and it deals 1 to 4 points of damage per point of skill in fire magic, so if I would be leveling fire magic skill, I would be doing basically a lot more damage than I would be with a normal bow attack with the sorcerer. For example, if I had if I had like four fire magic skill, I'd be dealing 4 to 16 points of damage, which is quite a lot, especially because you can't actually miss it. Like if the projectile hits, the monster gets damage if it doesn't resist it. Haste is good because it reduces the recovery time by quite a significant margin. Now, I don't use it until I get expert fire magic because then the spell affects the entire party. And this spell is actually really good. It has a duration of 1 hour plus 1 minute per skill point, which is actually really bad because, it has a duration of 1 hour, which is basically 1 minute of game time, then plus 1 minute per point of skill, which is an extra second of game time, which is basically nothing. But the thing is, in that 1 hour, you are really, really strong, much stronger than you otherwise would be. Thing is, though, if it wears off, um, your characters get weak, so their stats basically lower, not level, um, which does make it kind of a hassle. But you can just keep recasting it, and the weakness will never actually come. You just have to be really careful because haste is one of those spells whose duration is actually really low because it doesn't scale that well with levels, which is a shame. And Fireball is basically our first AoE type of spell, and it also deals 1 to 6 points of damage per point of skill in fire magic. So it's really good when people are clustered up. Unfortunately, we won't be leveling our fire magic with our sorcerer just yet because fire magic only focuses on offensive spells, and we can get basically the only buff that's useful here is the haste spell, and we can just get an expert fire magic and that, so it affects our entire party and we're good. The thing that I'm leveling first is the water magic skill, and we're going to be buying Ice Bolt. We're definitely going to be buying Enchant item. And we're looking for Water Walk. There we go. Anything else? Poison Spray? No, not really. Poison Spray is a shotgun type spell. I can't remember if I already explained that. But as you can see, in the normal, expert, and master descriptions, you see that on normal level it has 1 shot, on expert it has 3 shots, and on master it has 5 shots. Basically, it fans out the shots of the spell, and each shot deals a certain amount of damage to a monster. But multiple shots can hit a monster. So for example, our Firebolt spell and our Poison Spray spell would be the same level. It's basically a level 4 spell, so to say. I didn't buy it. This is where Poison Spray would go. And Firebolt, even on Master ranking, it does 1 to 4 points of damage, 1 to 4 damage per point of skill, while the Poison Spray actually does, on Master level, it actually does 5 shots of 2 plus 1 to 2 points of damage, which is basically the same as having a 10 plus 5 to 10 per point of skill in water magic. If you're close enough to the target, that's why it's called a shotgun spell. Usually you just run up to a monster and just, start spamming the quick cast button. That was a really, really bad explanation of shotgun spells, but you get the gist of it. The shotgun spells mechanic is actually abused in what I think is the most powerful party in this game, which is a cleric and 3 sorcerers, because you basically run up to, for example, dragons and titans and hydras, and then you just spam shotgun spells at them and they basically die in a second. And last but not least, we have the Air Guild. We're definitely going to be buying Lightning Bolt because it's an incredibly efficient spell. It does a lot of damage and it doesn't cost that much mana. Unfortunately, the only one that has air magic is our Archer right now, that doesn't have a large spell point pool, but that's okay. Sparks, a semi-shotgun type spell. I never use it. And I think that's pretty much it here. Oh no, wait, no, it doesn't have jump. It would be good if it had the jump spell here, but it doesn't, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to teach that to Alexis. Now, at this point of the game, I'm not actually using spells all that much. The first spells I'm going to be using is probably the spirit spells of Heroism and Bless, because it will up our hand-to-hand combat damage, which is really useful. And the thing I was looking for, the spell Jump, basically launches you really high in the air. It's incredibly useful if you're just trying to get somewhere faster. It's nice to have things that you can maneuver with. Then we have the inn here. I'm just going to... No, we already have enough food. Nothing special. Okay, so that spell's done. Do I have anything I need to sell? No, I don't. I have poison spray here. I can actually demonstrate the shotgun spell here. If I get to it, to be honest. I have a good enough trident here. She has axes and swords. She has maces and she has daggers. There is an armor merchant here, but he doesn't sell anything too special as I see it. Okay, Cavalier gauntlets are good, I guess, but... Or Cavalier, however you want to pronounce it. But this is actually a specialized shop that sells staffs and spears, which means halberds as well. And if you have a character that has a spear skill, like for example I have my paladin here, there is a very good chance that you actually find a really good weapon here, which is the tier 2 halberd. I think it's called a massive halberd or something like that. That does 3d6 plus 3 damage, I think. It's really useful in the early stages of the game because it's incredibly powerful. Like all spears, actually. I'm a big fan of spears in this game. What else do we need to do? Oh yeah, right. There's another teacher here, or there is a teacher here, that will teach us the expert repair item skill, which is a good miscellaneous skill to have because some of your items get broken. And there was an expert spear trainer there as well. There we go. Expert repair item. Now there is an expert spear trainer here, but the thing is we are leveling swords, so we get the master sword ranking as fast as possible. So let's go ahead and just clear this area out. There's going to be a sort of mini quest on this island that we're going to do, which involves clearing out the surrounding islands with a teleporter. I'll first need to activate the teleporter first. English easy. Very good. Yes, yes. And as you can see, I'm having no trouble at all with them. Most of them are hand-to-hand only. There's only one monster that deals... that has ranged attacks, and that's the aforementioned Mystic of Ba. I'm not really worried about it, though, because you can just tank through them. Let's see if the shrine is active. Oh, great, the shrine was active. Now, the thing with the shrine is on each month, so for example, it's February now, you get a pilgrimage. A pilgrimage basically means you have to visit a certain shrine. Which shrine, the seer will tell you. The seer is an NPC in Castle Iron Fist. I will show you where it is when we get there. And once you basically finish the pilgrimage, you basically just click on the shrine and you get a permanent increase to the stat that the shrine is linked to. In this case, I got 10 intellect to all my characters, which is really good. But each month has a different pilgrimage. They're always the same. February is always the month of intellect, so it's always this shrine. But for example, if I visit a shrine of, I don't know, might, for example, which I think is January, I won't get the bonuses if I'm there in February. So I have to be careful about that. And I'm not entirely sure about the mechanic because I don't pay too much attention to the shrines, to be honest. But I think that usually you first have to talk with the seer and find out which pilgrimage you have to do before you can actually get the bonus. Now, I'm not sure if that's entirely correct for every single shrine, because I did not visit the seer yet and I was able to get this one. This is usually my routine. I finish up with New Sorpigal and then I go to Mist, and then it's probably usually February, so I can get the intellect. And I never speak to the seer before that. But I think that if you want to get any other pilgrimages done, you have to actually visit the seer. Now there's one more thing we're going to do here. This is the throne room. This is basically Castle Mist or whatever. Castle Misty Islands. We're going to go visit Lord Albert Newton. He's going to give us a council quest, which is sort of the early game main quest. One of them at least. Each lord in this game will give you a certain quest to do, so you can get their approval to visit the council. And Lord Albert Newton wants us to retrieve the Hourglass of Time, which I'm not going to be doing anytime soon because this is probably the hardest quest of them all. It's either that or the clear the devils out of an outpost, which I think Osric Temper gives it to us, which who is the Lord of Freehaven. Doesn't matter though. Albert Newton's an excellent NPC, if I ask me. He has really nice text because he always forgets things up. Like he always forgets things what you need to do. He always forgets who you are and things. Like he's awesome. Like, the texts are really good to read. And we're also going to get our first promotion quest from him. I just click here on wizards, and he's in charge of basically promoting our sorcerers to wizards and wizards then to further to archmages. And the task to do before he promotes us is we need to find the fountain of magic, which is somewhere. That's all you get. It's somewhere. It exists. Now that I'm done with this sort of main island, I'm going to go ahead and activate the teleporter. Now this is the mini quest I was talking about. I call it a mini quest because you actually only sort of activate the teleporter and then go through it. You don't actually turn the quest in and get extra rewards. Did I? Oh no, I missed the barrel. Orange liquid is intellect. Let's just give it to sorcerer because I want his intellect to be soaring. And this is the teleporter right here. There we go. Now this was deactivated before, but now when I go through it, it actually teleports me to an area offshore or off the main island. It's a chain of islands that are all infested with these mobs. I'm gonna go here just so that I can clear all of it out and get some more money and some more experience. Hopefully we'll have enough experience to level up. Let me just click some spells. There were a lot of mystics there, shooting their nasty mind blast spells at me. I find it ironic that the followers of Ba, which is sort of a a mock religion here, they shoot you with mind blasts. I think there's some meaning in that. The chests are trapped, so I'm opening them with Roderick that has the disarm trap skill. It's Sunday. My brain is functioning really slow. So if I say anything weird, please do not judge me. It is a relaxing day. I can't be bothered to think straight. Oh my god, the amount of Mystics of Ba is incredible this time around. I'm just going to be strafing a little ways off so as little people hit me as possible. So yeah, as much as I was saying that I'm not worried about the damage, as you can see, if there are a lot of mystics, the damage can actually quickly pile up. Luckily they're frail, so it's basically one or two bow shots and they're done. Oh, I think there was someone behind me. Yeah, it was. There we go. Another lovely thing as well is you can basically glitch them here if they're all melee and then just, shoot them while they can't reach you. Because AI pathfinding in this game is, well, I'm not going to say bad, I am going to say pretty much non-existent. So you can cheese a lot of things. You can basically hit enemies through some walls. I already explained the tiny hole door in an earlier episode, I think. But yeah, you can cheese them in all kinds of ways. Kite shield, a steel helm. I think this will be useful. I already have the kite shields. I already have the or I do not use staffs. That's what I meant. So I have a better. Oh, I can level up. That's excellent. So I do already have a better shield, and I already have the helmets as well, so well, I can sell them, which is good. We have quite a comfortable amount of money, I would say. 13,000 gold is nothing to scoff at, to be honest, especially at this point in the game when your expenses aren't that big. Training expenses, for example, like you'll need a large amount of money to, for example, buy spells later on, or not later on, at any point in the game when you can get them. But at this point in the game, we do not have access uh, to the best magic guilds, which means we cannot get the highest tiers of spells anyway. And we probably won't be casting something like Incinerate, which is the highest fire magic spell, for quite a while because we don't have enough mana to do it regularly. I guess we could fire one or two Incinerates, but then it would be pretty much done. But yeah, we do have a comfortable amount of money. Money in this game, I find, is never really much of a problem if you know what you're doing. Experience is the bottleneck, in my opinion. I think we cleared everything up. Oh, we have some corpses left. I cast Wizard Eye just so I could, see if there's anybody that tries to aggro on me, and if there are any corpses that I left unlooted. Hey. What we're gonna do here is we're just going to have a quick rest, and then we're going to wait until dawn because I hate fighting at night because I cannot see anything. Even with the torchlight, right now when we basically just have basic fire magic, the torchlight is not bright enough to, light a wider area. And I think this is the second to last island that we need to clear. So usually you get one or two mystics of Ba, but earlier we got like 4 or 5 of them on a really tiny group of mobs. Kind of surprised me, to be honest. It's amazing what happens in this game. Haha. What? Someone wants to aggro me. Are you running away from me or are you running towards me? You're running away from me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Usually when there's mobs running away from you, I just go into turn-based mode because it's much easier to hit them when they're not zigzagging away from you. Some more gold. Gold, gold, lovely gold. Nothing? Nothing? Okay. I'm looking for apple trees. There are some trees here as well that have apples on them, which give you 1 food. But I guess there weren't any right here. This is what I was talking about. This is how you can cheese, well, basically a lot of monsters in this game. They can't get to me because the monsters can't walk on water. And yeah, you can just basically take your time shooting at them from pretty much point blank range. And that's it. Much easier, to be honest. Just gonna aggro them. Get them towards me. Hello? Hello, lovely ladies. Come on. Come on. There we go. Hello. And here we go again. I wouldn't need to do that, to be honest, but, can't be ours to kite. There we go. And I'm gonna just shoot down the last group. There are not many left. You have to be a bit careful with these mobs because I think the assassins, which are the strongest in this group, they have a instant kill attack, I think. Like there's a chance that it will instantly kill you. I might be mixing things up a bit though. And this is an obelisk. Just keep that in mind, I'll explain that later. I'm not sure if it's this game, but I think that one of these girls can basically one-hit KO your character. Not entirely sure about that. But in any case, they deal quite a substantial amount of damage if they get next to you because they hit fast and they hit accurately, so they will whittle your health down quite fast. And the only thing we have left here is to open this chest. Oh, nice. Oh, we do need this helmet. Good. Oh. There we go. do, okay, do this, give the helmet back. And I touched the obelisk earlier. Basically, the obelisk means it gives you a sort of riddle. And then when you crack the riddle, you do what they say, and you get a quite a good reward actually. But you need to visit every single obelisk there is in the game. There is one in each region. And that's basically it with the Mist Islands. We did what we wanted to do here. We don't have anything left to do. So I'm gonna wrap this episode up here. Yeah, sorry, it was a sort of a short episode. We did what we needed to do though. And we're going to be visiting Mist again very soon. But for now, this is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!